Hello everyone, कैसे हैं आप सब? Okay, let's just dive right in. Today, we're decoding something incredibly fundamental. If you're a future educator or just a total science nerd like me, you know that teaching science is never just about reading from a textbook, right? It is entirely a way of thinking. आज हम बात करने वाले हैं उन 3 फाउंडेशनल पिलर्स पर जो साइंस पेडागोजी को एकदम रॉक सॉलिड बनाते हैं: observation, inference, and fact. Honestly, think of today's session as your ultimate cheat sheet for turning any science lesson from a snooze fest into an absolute detective story.
So, my dear classroom detectives, I've got a little mystery for you. Imagine you're standing in a lab. Now, you already know that pure water boils at exactly 100 degrees Celsius. But आपने नोट किया कि आपके सामने वाली बीकर में पानी 104 डिग्री सेल्सियस पर बॉयल हो रहा है? No way, right? What does that actually mean? ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? Well, to solve this mystery and explain it to a classroom full of super curious kids, we need to understand our 3 pillars. Let's break down this experiment and see how it all connects.
Just take a look at this handwritten sketch. Over on the left, we've got pure water on a burner with a very clear note: fact, 100 degrees Celsius fixed. We know this is absolute truth. But on the right side, check out that thermometer. It reads 104 degrees. This exact moment right here is labeled as an observation. We are literally watching something happen in real time. The water isn't pure anymore. It's literally labeled impure water. And that crazy jump in temperature, that's our massive clue, leading us straight to an inference. But hang on, before we go jumping to conclusions, we really need to nail down what an observation actually is.
So what exactly makes an observation, well, an observation? It's literally the pehla step in any scientific method. Let's define it. Number 1, observe carefully. ध्यान से देखना. Number 2, use your senses. Eyes, ears, and hey, sometimes even smell if your lab safety rules allow it. Number 3, you gather information. And finally, it's defined simply as the act of watching. Basically, ये step purely factual data collect करने के बारे में है. No personal bias, no guessing. Just the cold hard facts of what is happening right in front of you. Okay, let's look at another classic example to see this in action. The famous starch test. Chalo, iske steps jaldi se dekhte hain. How do we actually set up a scenario to make a clear sensory observation? Step 1, we take a leaf and drop it into a beaker with ethanol. Step 2, we take it out and use a dropper to add a bit of iodine solution directly onto that leaf. And step 3, we just wait and look for a very specific visual change. We are basically setting the stage for our eyes to do all the heavy lifting.
And here is the amazing payoff. When that iodine hits the leaf, what do we actually see? Boom! A blue color forming right where the dropper hit. Now, seeing that blue color, that is a pure observation. हमने अपनी आँखों से देखा कि color change हुआ. But hey, science doesn't just stop at watching, right? That visual cue acts like a spark, triggering our brain to take the next absolutely crucial step.
And the next step is making an inference. अगर simple English में कहें तो ये हमारा नतीजा है. An inference is basically the logical conclusion we draw from our evidence and our results. Let's go back to our leaf. The result of seeing that blue color logically leads to the inference that starch is present. I mean, we didn't literally see the microscopic starch molecules with our bare eyes, did we? Of course not. We saw a chemical reaction, the blue color, and we logically deduced its presence.
Just to make this crystal clear for when you're standing in front of your own students, let's contrast these 2 concepts side by side. Let's switch gears to a physics example. Item 1. You physically see a magnet moving away from another magnet. That physical action, the literal moving away, that's your observation. Item 2. The inference is your brain rapidly connecting the dots. It's the conclusion that like poles repel. So observation is the action you witness, while inference is the scientific deduction happening right inside your head. Check out this classic little sketch to really lock this idea in. Notice the NS and SN magnets facing each other. The 2 south poles are pushed right up against each other. Because of this specific setup, our evidence, the physical pushing apart that we observe, leads directly to the solid inference that like poles repel. It's just a totally perfect visual way to teach students how raw, physical evidence builds directly into scientific logic.
So the big question is, where does all this actually lead us? We observe impure water boiling at 104, we infer starch from a blue leaf, we infer repulsion from sliding magnets, हम एक experiment की notebook से निकाल कर एक universal truth तक आखिर कैसे पहुंचते हैं? Well, it's like this. When these rigorous inferences are proven consistently over and over and over again by scientists all over the world, they graduate They graduate from being just a tentative conclusion in a single lab to becoming rock-solid established scientific rules. They become facts.
And here is a fantastic list showing exactly what these universal facts look like. You see, a fact is the final destination of all our classroom detective work. Water boils at exactly 100 degrees Celsius. Water cools or freezes at 0 degrees. A magnet inherently attracts iron. And the normal human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. These are fixed, done. We don't need to infer them anymore. Instead, they become the absolute foundations upon which we build our next set of brand new observations.
Which brings us to the end of today's journey. We've gone all the way from just watching some water boil to making really smart deductions and finally landing on universal truths. So I want to leave you with this one question to chew on. How will you use observation, inference, and fact to turn your next science class into an absolute detective story for your students? Remember, top-tier science pedagogy is all about guiding them to solve the mystery themselves. Until next time, keep observing, keep inferring, and keep teaching brilliantly.